All right, well, hello and welcome back, everybody. It's another episode of Dreamslayer Studios' Everyday Heroes, Highlander, The Crow, Assassin's Creed crossover, The Whispers of Time. Just as a reminder, if you haven't been watching the series on YouTube, I certainly would encourage you to seek out the Dreamslayer Studios channel so you can see firsthand what has brought us up to this point. And speaking of YouTube, we have reached our goal of 500 subscribers and have opened our Dreamslayer Studios merch store. I've been experimenting with TeePublic and Teespring, and you can find both of them in the comment section below our YouTube videos, and I'll be working on integrating direct links into all of our social media platforms, our website, and so on over the coming weeks as I figure it out because it's a little complicated. But
And you're old.
and I am old because I'm wearing a cardigan sweater. Uh, if you haven't joined our Patreon yet, I do. I would love it if you guys would please consider doing so that we can continue to bring you some more awesome content on Twitch, YouTube, and all your favorite podcast apps. And now, at this point, I'll catch you all up on what has happened on Whispers of Time. In in the aftermath of their confrontation with the alchemical cult known as the Enclave, our heroes have emerged victorious with the luminous lexicon in hand. However, during their reclamation of the mysterious tome, their victory was interrupted by a surprise visit from Salvestro's future descendant, Carl. What in the hell was that?
Sorry, sorry, don't mind me.
It sounded like you were strangling a cat. um,
Hey.
all right, so Carl has kind of taken a visit here to his past self of Salvestro, and now both past and future selves have a better understanding that they are part of a much larger plot that spans centuries, with the Knights Templar and Abstergo Industries working furiously against their movements over the course of time. Between the future and the past, this is what our heroes currently know about the events happening in Florence in the 15th century. The Luminous Lexicon, currently in their possession, is an item of power that both the Assassin's Brotherhood and the Knights Templar refer to as one of many coveted pieces of Eden. The lexicon is a tool, a codex, if you will, that unlocks the key to languages, both known and unknown, and forgotten secrets of science and history. The members of the Templar organization known as the Crimson Brotherhood were to deliver this item to the Vatican librarian named Giancarlo Borgia. And our heroes have learned of a halfway point where the Brotherhood was to meet if things were to go awry. Leonora's quest for vengeance is not over. She must rescue her child Misha from the clutches of a twisted home for orphans run by Alessandro Malatesta, an orphanage known as Sancta Infantia, a place where children of the street are being bought and sold into child labor. Additionally, Genevieve Whisperwind, the Crimson Brotherhood spy who sent Leonora's family to the gallows, also awaits her fate at the end of Leonora's blade. At this point, after discerning the exact location of the Sancta Infantia, our heroes have decided to make rescuing Misha their immediate goal. Rested and ready, we now find them near the Santa Maria Novella, within walking distance to the former nunnery that has now been twisted into a malicious grounds for the mistreatment of the innocent. So it's been a little while since we've met. Hopefully the recap there kind of refreshed your memories a little bit. But
Okay, now
Yeah.
And so who's Leonora again?
You son of a bitch. If anybody has any legitimate questions, feel free to hit me with those before we jump in.
We're in the morning, right? We just got up and we were leaving, and then the lady that had sex with a couple priests last night.
Well,
Right, yeah, yeah. She showed up and kind of gave you the information that you pretty much had already learned through Silvestro and his writer Carl.
Let's get to it.
Yep.
Okay. So let me get something out of the way here. There we are. I'm going to pull up a little map here for you.
Oh boy.
Sancta Infantia.
So this is
Sancta
the Sancta
Maybe I'll
Infantia.
remember how to pronounce it now.
We are, instead of nighttime, it is daytime here, but I kind of set this up for a little bit more of an evening kind of feel. So we can say that it is certainly overcast today.
I was going to say, do you want us to just wait for till tonight?
No, it's all right. We're good. We can move forward. But as you approach the Sancta Infantia orphanage, under the cover of night, the imposing silhouette of, sorry, I thought it was nighttime. It's not nighttime. It's during the morning. Under the cover of a heavily clouded sky.
Through the morning mists.
Yeah, there.
The imposing silhouette of the old Gothic nunnery looms against the darkened skies. It's a large and foreboding structure with twin towers that flank either side of the main building. The towers reaching up towards the sky like vigilant sentinels. The Gothic architecture, while beautiful in its intricacy, has an unmistakable aura of sternness and control. The main entrance is set back in a deep and shadowed alcove, giving the appearance of a chapel entrance. However, the building's size and the arrangement of windows suggest it houses extensive living quarters. Each window is securely covered with a heavy wrought iron set of bars, indicating that this place is meant to keep its inhabitants contained just as much as it is to protect them. To the southwest, in that kind of bottom left corner of the map, there's a small outbuilding that stands alone by itself, likely a maintenance shed, kind of modest and unobtrusive compared to the grandness of the main structure ahead. In the courtyard there in the middle, a fountain gurgles softly, and the torchlight is kind of flickering off its stone surface and casting eerie shadows that dance around you. And the courtyard itself is well lit by the torches that are placed strategically around the perimeter, providing just enough illumination to reveal the presence of 4 papal guards patrolling the grounds. Above, on the rooftops of the 2 opposing towers, there's 2 more guards that are visible. And they stand watching like hawks, scanning the surroundings with unwavering intensity. So the combination of the guards and the fortified structure makes it pretty clear to you that infiltrating this place will likely be no easy feat. We're kind of in a close-up of this map here, from the view that you guys are actually seeing it here at this point. And I would say that there is a wall that kind of surrounds the perimeter on the back end of the building, where you can't see too much of. There's a pretty thick kind of wooded area back in there, but this whole area is pretty kind of off on its own. while it is still kind of in the middle of the city, this is a part of a bigger campus that once belonged to the Catholic Church.
Maybe we should enter from the wooded area behind. He said mainly because that's where the map runs out.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. Whatever you guys think is best.
Carl.
That's right, you're Carl.
Yeah.
Coral.
Damn.
I wish Sylvester was here. He could climb up and take care of those guys.
Well, you could too. You just don't know it.
True.
What if we possibly create maybe a diversion to draw the guards a particular direction while we go another?
Well,
I
what's
had
up
that thought, and I wondered if I still had my flute to direct rats, because I'm sure if a swarm of rats gathered around their feet and then they started stomping and chasing them off, I'm sure we could get them to step off.
Yeah, I think you do still have that.
That would be perfect, in fact. If you could call your swarm, that would be certainly a distraction.
Did we hold on a second? Did we ever
Can you-
actually
can you-
add that?
Can you keep them out of the orphanage?
Guess we're gonna find out.
Send them over to the fountain. Let's go in that entrance. I assume that's an entrance to on the right side.
But these two guards are here.
I'm looking on.
Oh, it's locked. That's maybe why. Well, no. I'm actually not seeing it
Okay.
if it is in my inventory or supposed to
Let
be.
me see if I can figure out where that is and how I had that listed for the person that it belonged to. And I'm sorry.
Oh, it's okay.
Dragon, what were you saying?
Oh, no, I was agreeing that the rat thing would be a good idea. I was asking Sean about the entrance he was referring to, like, Sean about this one
Yeah,
here.
but the red thing doesn't take care of the
Yeah.
guys up on the roof.
True. Doesn't.
Um,
What's on the right side of the building? I mean, looks like the wilderness
more
comes right up to
trees.
the side of the building.
Yeah,
Can
more
we get
trees
through
and
that?
woods there. Yeah, you can get around there. Yeah.
Maybe we get the diversion by the fountain and then go up the right side and maybe sneak in a window or something, assuming there's windows over there. We might be able to avoid the archers that way.
or even if we could get up onto this balcony.
That's a Carl thing. I mean, I could
Uh,
try.
I was gonna say I'm pretty nimble like that as well.
No, actually, I am too. I don't know what I'm talking about.
Um,
I forgot who I am.
I mean, I can probably get up the easiest still, though.
We're pretty good,
Yeah, I do parkour
evenly
as well.
matched.
Okay, I think I've got it here, Frick. It may take me just a moment here to transfer that over to you, but I'm going to try.
Now, I know we were just discussing the fact that the rats don't take care of the guys on the roof, but depending on what their visibility is to what's happening on the ground, you don't think they'd abandon post and maybe come downstairs
No.
if they heard or saw this ratty commotion.
The only thing they may do is ring a bell of alarm or something.
Yeah.
It'll still draw their, if anything, it'll still draw their focus.
Yeah. And I can probably get up there. I'm pretty dexterous and I've got acrobatics. So I don't see a reason why I wouldn't be able to climb up to that balcony and sneak in.
Okay.
The question is
so,
what then?
I got to roll real quick too. Almost forgot.
and I just now realized it actually is on your sheet, Frick.
Oh, where is it?
If you go to features,
Did I miss it?
and go to the very bottom, feats, pipe, piper, whistle.
Oh,
Now I
yep,
did actually
okay.
drop it in there a second time, but because it's an NPC thing, you have to actually unlock it and then it's under unidentified items, but it's exactly the same thing as the Pied Piper whistle. So
I got it. Yep, I
Okay.
see it here. I was looking at inventory. That's awesome. Cool. Thank
Okay.
you.
So I may, just for shits and giggles, I'm going to just go ahead and delete the unidentified item there, so
Okay.
it doesn't confuse us.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. That's the first time you will really be using it in game. I used it for you once, but
This is true.
it did not
With
go.
hilarious results.
Yeah.
That went wonderfully well.
It did go. It was perfect, for real. Grizzly, but
Okay, it looks like I'll be screwing Chris over tonight with my,
Okay,
my
yeah,
portent
no,
rolls.
terrible rolls.
Yep.
yeah.
I can help us or I can hurt him. It can't ever be both.
All right, so while I was handling all that maintenance there, what did you guys decide you wanted to do there?
I don't have it.
Oswald, do you want to climb up with me,
Yeah, I can do that.
just in case it goes horribly wrong?
Oh, I
We
was
need,
gonna.
need the rats first.
I was gonna say I was definitely gonna go.
So we're leaving Madalena to handle outside.
I mean, I could stay with her, but
Well,
I feel like
yeah.
I'm a
mean,
bit better suited for rooftop action than maybe Osman is.
I
Well,
can
for
stay.
clarification's sake, are you two going to stealthily take out the ones on top and then we'll deal with the rats, or what is the order of operations here?
I'm going to try to stealthily take out the guys on the rooftop.
Got it. So you'll
We'll
send
see.
if we see you up there, then you'll give us a signal, and then we can do take care of the rats, maybe.
Right. We'll see
if
how
things-
much
if shit goes bonkers, then
Sylvestro's left in me.
Yeah, I mean, we could always have Carl wait here, and then Leonora and I go up because we know we can do it.
I would rather know my capabilities now
All right, I'll
than be
stay.
standing in front of somebody and get Sylvestro killed.
All right,
Well, gentlemen, if you want to go, by all means.
no, I'll stay.
Okay, so
All
who's
right.
going? Who's staying?
I'm staying with Madalena.
Okay,
Yeah.
got it. And then the other two then are
Split
going to
apart.
go up the right side of the building over here. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. So first, you're going to need to basically make a stealth roll.
Ah,
Oh, Silvestro. Carl.
saving it.
Good job there, Carl.
Yikes.
Now, Leonora didn't do so well, but with that critical success that Carl got, you successfully spot Leonora getting ready to step on a twig that would have made a very loud noise, and you expertly reach out, grab hold of her, and lead her over the top of that twig before she causes enough of a ruckus to draw their attention. With that done, you reach the side of the building, and I can pull you guys over roughly where you are here.
Since I did roll the crit, you just hear Carl go in fluent Italian. Watch your step, my lady.
Oh. See? Look at you. You're getting into it already.
Ooh, dear. Now, the tower itself is roughly about 80 feet tall to get to the ledge out here. So the two of you now would need to make a acrobatics check, or if you got parkour or what have you, to give you a bonus.
You.
Just a normal throw, right?
Yeah.
Well, I get advantage, so I got free running.
Athletics? I'm sorry.
Yeah. Do you have parkour? I forgot.
I do, yes.
Okay, and that should give you some sort of bonus, I think, right?
It says climbing isn't considered difficult terrain.
Okay. Yeah, so just normal then.
Jesus, I am not rolling great.
Okay. You struggle a bit, but you're able to make it up there. Salvestro just shoots up the side without much of a problem. And Salvestro, you'll end up about right up in here. Leonora coming up just a little bit behind. So the archer is directly across from you and up on top of kind of the vaulted roof that you see above you. You can just barely kind of see the tip top of the helmet on top of his head from where you are right now.
He's facing the courtyard, I imagine, or is he
Um,
patrolling?
he's kind of patrolling a little bit. Yeah, I mean, make an insight check.
There it is. It's been too long since we've done this, gentlemen.
Tim.
Yep.
I mean, just kind of reading his body language, he seems to be a little bit put out that he's here.
Gotcha.
So he's kind of half-assing it. Is that what's
yeah.
up?
Yeah,
But he is not, like, is he circling the entire top there to the top of the tower?
you're not really
Like he's
detecting
on
any kind
patrol?
of like real pattern. Technically, he's on patrol, but he's very nonchalant about it.
If I was level 5, I'd know. And how high is the tower up from the roof?
It's about 80 feet.
No, from where I am right now.
Oh,
So
from
it's
where
still
you are
80
here?
Yeah.
So it's probably about a 10-foot angle going up to the top
Okay.
of the roof there.
Can I see the guy on across the roof?
From where you are currently, probably not.
I kind of turned to Carl. Do you want to try to simultaneously take out these guys? Like, I'll take one, you take one, or we're just gonna take out this guy?
I don't think we should split, but I'm afraid that the one across the courtyard would see the other one gone. So, yes, we should probably try to take them out simultaneously. Which one do you want?
I feel like I should take the near one since you are a little more on the stealthy side.
Gotcha. Give me. How big a building is this?
Oh, I mean, it's pretty sizable. I mean, from where you
So-
are currently, I mean, it's probably about 200 feet over to the opposite side.
I'll just look at her and go. Count to 100, then go.
Okay.
While this is going on too, and me and Oswin are hanging out down there, I want to make sure I get to Sim before anything bad happens. Madeleine is going to pull out some stuff from her tarot reading, some spice, and use Blessing of Fortune, and bless Oswin, so he'll have a 1d4 once the bullshit starts to add to his next saving or attack throw.
Okay.
But that way it's an action now instead of an action later.
Got it.
And I say to Carl, let me get eyes on our friends down below so they know to get ready. And I'll kind of creep to the edge and try to spot Oswin and Magdalena down there.
Okay. Make a performance check, please.
Performance?
Mm-hmm.
Get him.
Fuck's sake.
You better you better change your dice color or something. I don't know.
Something.
No, really.
Yeah. They're
So
cold as ice.
Oswin and Madalena, I'm gonna have you two roll a perception check
Okay.
at disadvantage.
Okay.
Oof. This could go wrong very quickly for us.
Yeah, seriously.
Ah!
Oh,
So there it is. Okay. Yikes.
Yep. Okay. Yeah, you guys don't see nothing. And Fortunately, Leonora doesn't necessarily call attention to herself by any means.
Yeah, everyone's just ignoring the shit out.
It doesn't draw the attention of the guards, but it also doesn't draw your attention either. So you're kind of out of luck. Maybe it's just you're in shadow up there and just not in a position where you can be seen. But whatever you're doing is not getting their attention.
Okay. Um. hmm,
And I think you realize that you're in a position right now that is kind of past the point of no return. And if you make a move, then it's possible that one or two of these archers might spot you.
Okay.
Oh shit.
How the spires over the windows, how far away are those from each other?
They're about. Well, let's see here. Let's measure that. Let's see.
Oh, I guess I could have done that.
I keep hitting the wrong damn thing. Why did I do that?
15 feet.
Yeah, roughly about 15.
Okay. My plan is to go along behind and then stay below the roof line so that the one on the left can't see me coming,
Mm-hmm.
to cross behind and then come up behind him.
Gotcha.
And I should be able to do all that with free running.
Okay. Yep. Go ahead and make your
Stealth check.
stealth check first, and then acrobatics.
Gotcha. Please be good. Please be good. Please be good. Please be good. Okay, are you gonna work now?
Okay, 14. So that's for your stealth.
And then acrobatics would be an advantage.
And 24. All right. So yeah, no problem. You go along the back side here. You hop from each one of the little rooftops to the next, and find yourself behind and in stealth behind the archer who is there at the corner.
Okay, the entire time I was doing it, I was counting to 100.
I'm gonna try to stealthily make my way back around to get behind this guy.
Okay.
Boom. Let's see how that goes. Good butts of whammies.
Oh,
God's sake.
As
All right.
as soon as you attempt to move,
Hold on.
Yep.
I'm gonna use a cat's grace.
Okay.
Well done.
That lets me reroll a failed dexterity check.
Oh, okay. Cool.
I just have to take a focus.
All right.
nice. Do better.
Yeah, let's try.
Be better, dragon.
All right, so here we go. Here we go. Big bucks. Big bucks. I'm gonna go ahead and call karma.
Double digits. Double digits.
Oh my
What in the good
God.
Christ. Wow.
Uh,
All right. Well, this is about to get real.
you realize the precarious position that you are in, and begin to make a movement, and you see him look directly at you, which causes you to kind of back up to try to get back in shadow. And as you do, you trip and go over the edge. I need you to make a dexterity saving throw, please.
Yeah, because I've been doing great with that. Let's see. It's just the regular dexterity check, right?
Yeah.
Proficiency.
No, it's a saving throw. So that is, if you're looking at the sheet, that is over on the right-hand side in the squares. So it's still a +2 for you, but
I got you.
mhm. Okay, all right. So you topple, but you catch yourself on the edge. Now, fortunately, in doing so, that puts you out of sight for where the archer is, but you hear a thwip as an arrow goes right over your head.
So I'm hanging on the side, like on the lip side there.
Yeah, right off the side, right in here. Yeah.
All right. Well, that just sets me up to do like a hanging assassin spree deal.
All right. Well,
Hanging takedown.
before we do anything at this point, we probably need to roll initiative because stealth is blown, except for Salvestro. I'm going to give you a chance to still assassinate this dude, but I'm going to get our combat rolling here.
How do I change the dice color? Is that in settings or something?
Yeah.
Yeah, configuration.
Yeah. hmm
What?
Configuration.
Oh, sure.
Not 20.
Nice.
Nice.
So where does that put you then?
I had to do because I have advantage, so I rolled not on the card.
Gotcha.
So it would be, yeah, it would be 24.
Okay, cool. Interestingly enough, when I rolled for you, I rolled a 20.
Very nice.
It's just
Okay, so we're going to start with Salvestro because you do have a sneak attack here ready and prepped.
Carl takes a deep breath. Gets to, well, does he see what's going on across?
From that angle, no, you would not have seen
Okay.
her fall. No,
Gotcha. Once he gets
I think you might have just seen the guy take a shot
okay.
in that
So-
direction.
As soon as I saw him do that, I will, using the ledger on the wall, jump up on it to get into the air and come down with Hezbotha lighting her, seeing if Carl can get her to light. So that is there it is. And I'll be at advantage. Oh dear Lord.
Wow. All right.
Carl sucks.
All right, so you run in and take a swipe at him. This guy actually reacts to the movement that he sees coming from the opposite roof. And as he does, he kind of takes a step to the side as you swipe, and the sword clangs on the ledge right next to him. And now we are at the top of the round, starting with Oswin.
I'm just holding my action. I'm waiting to see what happens at
Gotcha.
the rooftops.
All right, so coming back then to Salvestro.
I'm just going to try it. I will take Hezbotha and swipe, like just lash out at him.
Okay.
Does Weapons Master still give me? I have Weapons Master, don't I? That still give me advantage. Yes, I do. Yeah. Thought so. Just wanted to make sure.
Okay. $16 is going to hit.
Gotcha. All righty. And that is just regular damage. So few dice. Six.
Total of 6. All right. And then do you have any other actions?
I can do an offhand. That's it.
Okay.
I'll do an offhand with one of the blades. So. Offhand.
19 hits.
Hey.
And 4. Okay. All right, so you come in with a long swipe, hitting the archer kind of across the chest. He's got that armor on, so it takes the brunt of it, but it certainly knocks the wind out of him, cuts the armor actually open a little bit, and you kind of create a little bit of gash just underneath his right pec. And then you come back in with a swipe and just catch him like in his underarm on the left-hand side.
Gotcha.
But he is still up at the moment. Madeline.
I'm gonna need a judgment call
Okay.
on whether me using the Pied Piper whistle.
Mhm.
Would you call that an ask for help? As in asking the rats to help me? Would that count as an ask for help? Because if it does, I get a bonus on the persuasion check. That's
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yes, awesome. Okay, good deal. All right. Then I'm gonna go ahead and try to play the whistle, see if we can get some rats to show up pretty quickly.
Okay.
And I'll even turn to Oswin and say, something is wrong. I just sense it, pull out the whistle, not waiting for any discussion about it. And persuasion at advantage.
Hmm.
Yeah, 10.
All right.
Yeah, it's got to be 10 or better. So it's 2d4 swarms of rats that show up in 1d4 amount of rounds.
Okay. So here's what I would suggest. Roll your 2d4 first to see how many rats you can summon.
2d4 rats total?
Yes.
Oh, why did that did like a 1d4 plus 2. I'm not sure what happened there.
Oh, okay.
That's weird. Strike
so
that and try that again.
Well, it's okay. That would have been a 3 there.
Oh,
so,
okay.
So do
Okay.
just another single d4.
Yeah. Oh, it's a d6.
I'm definitely imagining more rats.
He means 1,000.
So it would be a total of 5.
Five swarms that show up in another. Do you want to roll the how many rounds they show up, or should I?
No, you can do that. Just
Okay.
just click. Here's what I want you to do is this time, because you were at advantage in doing this, I'm going to lessen the time that it takes for these things to arrive. So
Okay.
roll 2d4 and take the lower of the 2.
Got it. So 3.
Okay. Yeah,
All right. So they'll be here
rounds.
in 3 rounds. Bunch of swarms of rats. And then I could do a bonus action, but since nobody knows where I'm at or anything, I'm just gonna sit tight and wait for rats.
And just to clarify here, Dragon, it's 2d4 swarms of rats, not
Yes.
2d4 rats.
Yeah, swarms.
So you have, and again, remind me, we got 3, 4, 5. 5 swarms, correct?
5 swarms. Yep, 5 swarms will be here. 3 rounds.
In 3 rounds. Okay. All right. So now we go to the archer that is fighting Salvestro, and he screams out, "Intruders! Intruders!"
What a bitch.
Yeah.
Snitches
And he
get
is going to take a swipe at Salvestro with a dagger. And I don't think 10 is going to hit.
No, it does not.
All right, and that's all he can do. We go to the next fella, the elite guard, which is this guy right down here. Now, Oswin, you do still have initiative over anybody else, so if there's anything you want to do, just let me know.
Okay.
All right, so this elite guard has now been drawn to the noise of the archer up top, and he is going to run out towards the courtyard here. making a
Hey.
dash to get to about right here to see if he can see what is going on. Kind of standing right here on the ledge of the steps that lead down into the courtyard there. And I think that's all he is going to do this round. The other guard right here comes out to join his pal right here, and he's shouting, What is going on? What do you see?" And now we go to Leonora.
Can I kind of peek over the ledge to see if the archer is coming towards me
Mm-hmm.
and see?
You can make a perception check.
Okay. All right, new dice. Let's see what you got.
There you
Hey,
go. That's what you needed right there. Just new dice.
Yeah.
All right, so you take a quick peek over. You see him right now sliding down the roof to get more on the same level with you. He's got the bow drawn as he comes down.
Okay. So how far away is he? playing? Just so this is what I'm gonna do. I'm going to basically kind of like pull myself up and over the edge to like a tuck and roll and
Mhm.
come out crossbow shoot him.
Okay.
That's what I'm going to attempt to do, I should say.
All right. And I would say you only have the one actual action, correct?
I do have one action.
Okay, so
Is that going to be an action to pull myself up and over?
yeah, I'm going to say probably what you're going to need to do is you're going to need to make an acrobatics check first.
So we're going to say, well, it's kind of like movement.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, no, that's okay. That would probably be all right. So yeah, then 18.
Mhm.
All right, so you get up and over. And we'll consider that the movement, but I will say now you can make the attack at normal. I was going to give you disadvantage for it, but since you made the acrobatics check, then you should be able to make the attack.
Alright, services.
16 is going to hit.
Excellent. Yay, new dice.
There you go.
Doing 6 damage.
Oh, yeah. Bonus action, I will reload. That'll be my turn.
Okay. All right, we have the other guard who makes a run for the door here and is reaching for the doorknob to go inside.
I'd like to sprint across as quietly and stealthily as I can
Mm-hmm.
to follow him.
Okay. And your intent is to follow stealthily?
I'm trying to get across so nobody sees me, and I'm
Uh-huh.
going to try and keep him from
Just
going
follow him through
inside.
the door.
Oh, you're going to try to keep him from getting in? Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha. All right. So I would make your stealth roll first.
22.
All right, 22. That's certainly good enough. And then how far can you move? Cool.
That was what, 60? So I had to dash. Use
Mhm.
my bonus action to dash.
Mhm.
Yeah. So I still have an action.
Okay, cool.
All right. So, um,
He is fumbling
Zombie.
for the keys right now.
okay. Based on what I know about this whole facility, these guys, they may be sort of innocent, but they work for assholes. Yes.
Yeah.
Like this is not an up and up kind of place.
No.
So
Mhm.
yeah. So I'm just gonna run them through two-handed.
Okay.
Do I get any bonuses for?
It's a surprise attack, yeah. So you've got advantage on that. Oh.
Come on! Wow.
Oh
We
man.
are doing so well.
Hold on just a second
Yeah.
here. Give me just a second.
It's a 2 because I have
Yeah.
advantage, so it's not a 1. But
I was gonna say because
I guess
a 7 plus all your bonuses might help, but I don't know.
well, let's do that because I also
Let's do
I have
it.
To, I have
Yeah.
to use a D4 that you gave me anyway. So,
Oh yes, that's true. Okay, yeah, let's change it to a 7 at least, so it's not as god awful.
so it's a 7. It's a 10 plus 6, so 16.
Okay, that does hit.
All right.
Woof.
Oh,
Well
I
yeah.
done.
can't believe
Thank
a
you.
7 came through for me.
Yeah. 8 points.
And that's with the D4.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, I guess I only got a 4. I thought I got a higher than a 4 on that roll.
Says that you got a D10
No, it
plus
rolled.
4.
Yeah, it landed on 4. I saw that.
Okay.
Yeah, it's 4.
Not paying attention. So 8.
So 8. Okay. Remember where it's. All right, so you hit him, trying to impale him in the back. You hit him a little bit low and off to the right. So it glances off the armor, cuts through just a little bit, but it doesn't impale him. But you see blood. And then do you have another action?
No.
Okay. You took your bonus already, didn't you?
Yep.
All right, so then we have this other elite guard. He doesn't have any distance attacks either. So he is running up to this door up the staircase and is kind of trying to see what's going on up top while still standing guard and kind of looking over the grounds. But he's not making an action at this time. We go to the archer now that is pointing his bow and arrow at Leonora, and he is going to take a shot. Got a 19 to hit.
That still hits.
Why are you always the pincushion?
You take 4 points of damage on that. Nicks you in the shoulder. And then we come back around to the top with Osmond. This is round 2 for you, Frick.
Awesome.
All right. Two-handed strike on his back.
Okay.
Any bonuses for being on his back, or is he he knows?
He definitely knows, yeah. Mm-hmm.
I figured he knows, but do I have any advantage because I'm attacking from his rear?
No, he's kind of in the process of kind of turning around, so his defense is up. 18 hits. Ooh, there you go.
14.
That'll do it.
Yep, that does it.
That's it.
And you
I'm
said this is another piercing attack, correct?
Yes.
All right, so you hit him, and this time, as he's kind of turning around, you pull the sword out and jam it right into his gut again, impaling him directly in the stomach, lifting him up off of the ground and impaling him onto the door.
I'm gonna reach out and try and catch the keys.
All right, Make an agility feat or agility saving. Oh, it's not
Try and be
enough.
cool.
Trying to be Carl.
All right, Carl.
How high is the ledge around this thing?
It's about 70 feet.
I mean, well, from like, is it a 3-foot ledge, 4-foot
The
ledge,
ledge
6-foot
itself,
ledge?
yeah, about 3
Yeah,
feet.
about 3 feet. Carl is going to try to kick the guy in the chest to kick him back over the ledge.
Okay. That'll be an
That-
unarmed strike.
Well, no. Yeah, what the hell?
Sometimes it's worth the flare.
Yeah, exactly.
12. I don't think that hits. It does not.
Does not.
So you kind of take a jumping kick in his direction, and he sidesteps, and you just miss. You have another one?
Yeah, I'll turn around and swipe at him with the offhand then.
Okay. That'll definitely hit. For 1 point of damage.
1 point of damage.
All right. And that's it for you, right?
Yeah.
All right, Madalena.
I'm gonna get crazy. I'm gonna get a little wild and try to do something insane. I've never tried this before, but we're gonna give it a shot.
Yeah.
I've been thinking about this for a minute. I'm gonna pull out one of my knives, which isn't an action because of my knife master. But what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna slice my hand a little bit, just get a little blood on there,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm gonna wipe it on myself
Mm-hmm.
and on my face, and I'm gonna take the knife and I'm gonna dash and I'm gonna run to here,
Mm-hmm.
screaming bloody murder. And as I get out of the tree line, I'm gonna fall over and keel over. I've got the knife in my hand,
Mhm.
but I'm like keeled over, like something is after me, like I'm running away from something.
Okay.
And I just hit the ground to draw the attention of these two.
Gotcha. Okay, make a performance roll. $14.
Oh my god!
All right, and I rolled.
I changed one of them to a 2.
All right. Okay. I'm gonna roll this other guy here. Hold on, because that was at disadvantage. So.
Okay. Okay. Phew. Then I'll hold. Oh,
okay.
good.
The other one got
Okay.
that. Okay, so 2 and a 5. So both of these guys hear you screaming bloody murder, turn around, see this woman running out of the trees with blood all over her. And the one that had ran out there first says, go check on her. And the other guy comes running over to you. And then you technically still have an action.
Okay. What? All right. I want to
Or actually, this would be a reaction.
Oh, a reaction. Okay.
Because he's stepping into your
Into my area. Okay.
area. Yeah.
So I don't want it to be apparent that I'm not like looking right at him. I kind of want him out of the corner of my eye. But she kind of starts trying to lift herself off the ground, but looks like she's doing a bad job at it. Like, help, please, help! And she's hoping to entice him to come, try to pick her up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and he does. He reaches down in your direction as.
Yeah, at which point that knife's getting jammed right into his chin.
Okay, got it.
Right underneath.
Mm-hmm. All right, go ahead and make that attack. And at advantage.
Okay, yes, got it. Oh, no, wait, that's thrown attack. Why does it say throw? One-handed, okay. There we go. Woo!
There you go, 18, that's definitely going to hit. And 3.
Yep, that's a 1d4 plus 1.
Okay. All right, so you bring it up, and you get him on kind of the side of the neck, just missing the jugular, but you've cut him and hurt him for sure. Now, you still have an action. That was your reaction, so now you can take an action.
Yeah, let's just take another jam at it since it didn't lodge in his throat or anything. Mm-hmm. Let's just take another swipe at him. And is it okay? You don't roll offhanded for the second action, do you? Or what is the deal with that again?
You're
that's
still,
if you
you're
got
still
two.
Within your actual action. Yeah, I kind of gave you the performance roll as kind of like a bonus action for you.
Okay, just making sure I'm doing it right. I don't get it.
Yeah, that'll get him. And 2 points there.
Take what we can get.
All right, and then your bonus action is spent with the performance roll that you did.
Yep.
Okay. From here, we go to the archer that is fighting Silvestro. He's going to take another swipe at you with the knife. Got a 16 to hit.
That will hit.
And 6 in damage.
Ew.
The other elite guard is going to make a perception check to see if he can tell what has just happened to his friend. His attention is drawn in 2 separate areas. And he does. So he is going to move. And... Whoop, stop.
He's not going anywhere.
And heading over to Madalena, saying, "What is wrong with you? Stop!" And he attempts to kick you. And misses.
Thank goodness.
I think he's got 2 actions, though. Nope, he doesn't. Alright, so... my guy that you actually did stab now attempts to grab your arm in a grapple. And he's going to make a strength check, so you're going to make a contested strength roll. So just roll normal strength. You got a natural.
It's not going to happen. Yeah, it's not going to happen because I get a -1 on my strength anyway. So there's literally no way.
Well, you could still get a 20, which would still be.
Oh
natural,
yeah.
So.
I could at least get him. Okay, well let's all pray. Strength roll, you said.
You can do it.
Do it.
I come
16.
close.
Yep. All right, but he's got your hand that has the knife in it, and he's pulling it out of his neck. And we go to Leonora.
Going to take it as... Actually, for a bonus action this time, I'm going to apply poison to one of the crossbow bolts.
Okay.
Then I'm going to take a shot at this dude again. Survey says, shoot him in the face. Yeesh.
10 is a miss.
Okay. For my movement, I'm gonna kind of just charge him. He's like 20 feet. I got 30 feet. Oops, sorry. And then for offhand, I'm gonna try to roundhouse kick him off the edge here.
Okay. Here's what I would. Okay, you're okay. That's never mind.
Oh.
You're back.
Dear
to
Lord.
Christ! Kidding me?
You're gonna
Two
fling
ones,
yourself
three.
off that ledge,
All right.
no matter what he says.
Yeah, make another dexterity saving throw, please.
God,
You're
terrible.
bound and determined to take a dive off of that roof.
Thank God you can't die.
oh shit!
Oof. Yeah.
Good God!
So you slip on the tiles as you go, and you fall from the roof, landing on the
Oof.
pavement behind Oswin, and you're going to take some falling damage.
Can I try any kind of reaction to catch myself on the way down?
No, that was the dexterity saving throw.
All right, fair enough. I don't want to burn another focus.
Let me see if I can find that falling damage here.
Oh, it's like a well, D&D is like a D6 every 10 feet or something like that.
Falling 240.
I assume it's something similar. How far did you say up we were? Like 80 feet?
Like 80 feet.
Mhm.
1d8 bludgeoning damage for each 10 feet falling.
Oof.
Wow.
Oh, boy.
So it's 10d8.
Yikes.
Yeah, seriously, is a good thing you're already dead.
Maybe I will blow a focus for that reroll.
Yeah.
Yeah, if I can.
Yeah. I definitely would.
I don't even need to read the tarot cards to tell you that's going to be a positive outcome.
There you go. That's a little better.
A few.
All right, so you will then. I don't think you're going to catch yourself on the ledge, but you can catch yourself on this secondary roof. There's like a little balcony area right up in here.
Okay.
So you kind of catch yourself right there on that roof instead. You want to see how much damage you would have taken
Yeah,
just for shits
Yeah,
and
let's have some
giggles?
fun.
yeah, just for shits and giggles.
40 points of damage. You just escaped.
You'd be dead.
Yeah, that would have definitely knocked me right the fuck out.
Yeah, that would have ended Madalena. Twice.
All right. I'm on a second ledge, so it's better than nothing.
All right, so now we come back to the elite guard that is kind of standing guard in front of the front main entrance of the building. And he now sees that his two other guards are doing something to this woman down there. And
see what's
from
going
a
on.
distance, I don't know if he's going to really be able to tell exactly what's going on, but we're going to roll anyway. All right, yeah, he's going to hold his position for right now. And then we go to the archer that just got attacked by Leonora. He saw you go over, takes a peek over the edge, sees you on the roof below, stands up on the ledge, and aims straight down.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the right thing.
That hurt like some
21 to
bitch.
hit,
Yep, that definitely hits.
and 9 in damage.
Certainly preferable to 40.
Oh yeah. Shoot, start flocking out. God damn it.
All right, Osmond comes back to you. This is round 3.
Right, he's going to move his 30 feet, dash as a bonus action. And I think he's going to have to use his action to dash so he can go 90. He's going to run around the corner up to engage with Mr. Man over there.
Okay.
If anything, draw his attention so he doesn't go in.
And then do you have any actions then with that, or is
No.
that eat everything?
No,
Okay.
I used all my stuff except for a reaction, but
All right, Sylvester.
All right. Let's try to finish this fucker off. First of all, you hear a very high-pitched scream from the roof. And then you hear a very high-pitched voice go, "You stabbed me, you motherfucker!" And I'm going to take a swipe at him with Hespefa again. We'll eventually hit this guy. No, it's not the right one. Oh, that's probably part of the problem. No. That's right.
Ugh.
Jesus
Yep, that's
Christ.
another swing and a miss.
Can't do anything about that.
Offhand?
Yep.
All right.
There's one thing I'm intentionally not doing because Carl totally is panicking and forgetting that he's not doing it. That would help me, but I made the decision at the beginning that I'm not going to put the mark of death on him.
That was me.
That's a 9.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah, you're just swinging wild, and the fact that you've been stabbed and that you are actually feeling it, probably really for the first time, you're like, oh my god, that really hurts.
How did they do this?
That's what that feels like. I've been doing this for people all day.
All right, Madalena, I think your rats would be showing up about this time, right?
Oh, I think they would be if it's round 3.
And there are 4 swarms or 5?
5 swarms. 5 fun swarms.
All right, there you go. Do with them as you
Cool.
will.
So okay, now because I've already played the thing, like, do I have to take some kind of action to instruct them to do what I want them to do, or
You
or
just
they
tell me.
just-
You just tell me what you want them to do, and I'll.
Oh, I mean,
I'll have them do it.
2 swarms on one guy, 3 swarms on the other, and they're just having supper.
All right.
It's supper time.
So
Feeding frenzy, boys.
these 5 swarms of rats. It's basically just a wave of
Yes.
just furry movement that just comes barreling out of the trees behind you. It covers you, and
Yep.
and it just climbs all over you and all over them. But they know not to mess with you. Let's see
I close my eyes and stand as still as I can, because I don't love it. But
So we're going to take 5 of these. That's 1. That's 1 hit. That's 2 hits. All right, so 2 hits.
I'll take 2.
So 1 apiece on these guys, and that's gonna do 1d6. Swarms and half its. Okay, so 2d6 piercing. Oh,
Ugh.
come on. 2, and 10.
There we go.
All right, so this guy here is going to take 10, and this guy takes 2. All right, so now it comes to your actual turn.
So with my actual action, I'm going to use an ability granted by my moth servant to become a beacon of warning. So they need to make a wisdom saving throw of 11 or better, or they are frightened of me until their end of their next turn.
Okay,
They can't
good.
approach me,
That's a nice
which is fantastic because they're covered in rats.
Yeah,
so.
nice double win right there. That's cool. All
Ah,
right, so he does not make it.
this one. I thought it said 14 for a second. I was like, damn it.
He
Boom.
does not make it. All right, so
Away from me, foul beings.
They cannot approach you, right?
Yep.
But they are not
Yep.
necessarily repelled by you. They just cannot
No.
make
Yeah.
movement toward
I
you.
do imagine it's like that thing where if I walk toward them, they can't just stand there
Mhm.
because because they'll want to be, like you said. I don't know what the ruling on that would be. They just can't come closer. I guess I could be standing right between them and they can't reach out and touch me, but they wouldn't necessarily run away.
Right. So what the rest of you kind of see is this wave of rats now that has covered that area of the courtyard. And the two guards that are out there now are doing a strange marionette-like dance of death, swatting at these things and screaming bloody murder. As the rats are actually now kind of crawling into their armor and trying to get at their flesh from underneath the armor.
They're meaty bits.
Okay, so the archer that's fighting Salvestro gonna take another swipe with that dagger. Ugh, natural.
Damn. Wow.
Oh my god, does 10 points of damage.
Is that a critical?
That was the critical, yeah.
Oh, what the heck?
Damn, that's impressive.
Oh,
Excellent.
get his ass killed.
These guys are giving you way more trouble than I thought they were going to.
Well, I feel like if I hadn't spectacularly failed stealth rolls, this would have gone a whole other way.
I haven't rolled above a 6 since I ran across the roof.
Yes, just having a day.
All right, so the guard here is going to make an attack on one of the swarms of rats. Got a 17 to hit, which beats their defense. So he's going to make a damage roll. It does 2 points of damage, or 3 actually. Oh boy. These rats are going to eat these guys alive.
I was just thinking. I was like, was that 3 points of damage that just came off of him?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's the plan.
Because at this point, I'm gonna pull up a chair and just watch. I mean, whatever's
And
happening
then
gonna
the
last
other
long.
lead guard does the same. And actually does hit.
That's okay. I think they'll be fine.
And does 3 points of damage as well. To one of the other swarms. There we go.
It's a good thing I can only do that once a day.
All right, Leonora.
Okay, so I'm basically kind of on this ledge here
Yep.
of where the balcony is.
Mm-hmm.
Is there like a door into this balcony?
There's kind of like a little wrought iron gate, and then it looks like kind of a sliding kind of glass door but it is barred.
Okay, well,
And make a perception check. Okay, so in addition to the bars that are actually on the window themselves, it looks like that would actually slide open with the window, but it looks like there is a crossbar locking mechanism on the inside that is keeping the door from being opened.
okay. We're just gonna, you know what? I'm not gonna let this guy fucking shake me. She's just gonna kind of like shake her hair loose a bit, um, and then kind of scramble up the side of this to try to get to this guy.
Okay.
It's like 25 feet up.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like the climbing again.
Mm-hmm.
So that the parkour. Okay.
Climbing
wait,
is not
I-
considered difficult movement for you. You can ignore movement requirements for jumps. You can jump down to 15 feet. So, I mean, really, I mean, that's just a movement for you.
Oh, okay. So then I'm just gonna. Okay. So I'm gonna climb. I'm gonna start climbing up the side, and then when I get towards the top, I want to basically try to whip the dude around his neck.
Okay. How close do you want to be to him? I mean, are you going to be like right next to him, or are you putting some
No,
distance
no.
in there?
Yeah, I want to be basically just short of my maximum whip distance.
Mm-hmm. So about right there.
Yeah. Well, actually, well,
Or do you want to be still below him?
I do want to still be below it. Yes.
Okay. So like right in there.
Yeah. Since we're failing spectacularly anyway, let's at least try to do cool shit. Do
Some of us are just out here having a good time with our rats, man.
there we go.
All right. So 22 is definitely going to hit.
So yeah, basically, I want to wrap around his neck.
Mhm.
It does. Let's see. Do.
6 points of damage.
And then instead of oh god, he's almost so basically this is the thing I want to do: climb up, whip around his neck, and then drop with him
Gotcha.
back down to the ledge where I was
Mhm.
was.
Mm-hmm. So make a strength, or actually athletics roll. Alright, so you got a 15, he got a 13. So you drop back to the thing, pulling him off the ledge, and he falls just short of landing on the steps, and you hear his neck snap, and he is now just hanging there as though he is on the gallows, which is very reminiscent of where you most recently came from.
Yeah, seriously. That went exactly how I wanted it to. Finally, something worked out. I kind of spit down at him. That'll be my turn.
All right, so we now go to the elite guard that is in front of Oswin. And he takes a stance with his arming sword and puts one foot behind the other and braces himself. And he says, "You, stop there, go no further." And he is not making an attack at this point. And that actually would come around to Oswin at the top of this round.
Do you even know what you're doing here? Do you
I-
know who you keep inside and why, even?
I have my orders. I'm here to protect the father.
Protect. I don't think you're protecting. I don't think you're doing what you think you're doing. You've been misled.
Make a persuasion check. I'm here to protect him from infiltrators like you. And he raises his sword.
Him. And I go to stab him. Or I'll just come down at him.
Yeah.
Double-handed.
$21 will definitely hit. 13. That's a nice hit.
Oh, yeah.
All right, so you come crashing down on him, hitting his right arm and just splicing it open. And he still has a hold of the sword above his head with his left hand, but he has basically very little grasp on it at this point. You have another action.
No action. I just have bonus and reaction.
Mm-hmm.
So
You want to take a bonus?
is that the pommel of my sword?
Okay. $20 is going to hit. Two more. All right, so you come crashing down on his helmet, and you hit him on top of the head, and it like sends his head to the side, really wrenching his neck. He is still up at the moment. Sylvester.
Sorry. Before
sorry,
then,
sorry.
can I move around?
Go to the opposite side of him, yeah. Yep. As long as you stay within his range. All right.
Terrific.
Sylvester.
That hurt so much so that Carl didn't even scream. It took away his breath. So he's just going to try to get Hezbuffa going and kick his ass again. Come on. Come on.
You can do it.
Oh my god.
Maybe
It's
not.
above a 6.
Yeah,
Jesus.
Doesn't hit him though, does it?
it does not.
Alrighty. Do it again. With the blade offhand.
There you go.
Hey! Yeah, I'll
Hit
do
him.
1 point of damage. Oh, 2!
Ooh, 2.
Nice, man.
Tell
And
me
you-
he had 2 points left.
And you
Yeah.
catch him in the left eye.
Oh, good.
Went right into his brain. He didn't know what hit him.
Night, night, sweet prince. You fought well.
Madalena.
I will use another
Oh.
ability granted me.
I accidentally
Yes.
deleted you. I don't know how that happened.
Oh my. Oh, I see that now. Where did I
Yeah.
go?
I was actually just trying to get rid of that little circle thing, and I don't know how that got there, and I got rid of you instead.
Oops.
All right, there we go.
There I am.
What was your
19.
19? Okay.
Yep.
All right, go ahead.
Use another ability granted me by my moth servant, where as long as I can see the enemy and they can see me, attacks against the target have advantage until the end of my next turn. So all these little rat attacks that are happening to them are happening at advantage now.
Yeah.
Okay, so advantage
I'm-
on all the red attacks, right?
Yep, I'm determined to make this the last thing they ever see.
All right. All right, so count these off and let me know how many of these I get. The target number is it 13 or 14? Target number is 14.
Okay.
So, 1, 2. Oh, I hit the wrong thing. Sorry.
I was gonna say, wait a minute, are you trying to roll the 20 to see if they hit? Okay.
Ah, there's
That one hits.
Critical.
crit. Okay, so we got 1 crit. That hits.
2 hits. 3
And that
hits.
Okay, is that?
Yep.
Was that 4 rolls or 5?
That was 3 because the first 2 were both the
okay.
D6s.
Oh, it was? Okay, all right.
Yeah. That one will miss.
Okay.
These are advantage, though, right?
Oh, it is an advantage, right? Okay.
Oh, yeah,
I'll
yeah, so
re-roll
just-
those
yeah,
2 again.
Yeah, roll those 2 again, but yeah.
That
So
hits.
now we got 4 hits. We don't have 5. Yeah, we got 4 hits though.
So
4 hits total.
All right.
Four hits,
And
one
one is at
Critical, yeah.
critical, right?
Yep.
Okay,
Good night, sweet
14.
prince. Rat food.
7. Oh, went the wrong way with that.
They gave him life.
I think that'll do it right there. Yeah, that does it. All right, so the rat swarm makes short work of these 2 guards.
They was hungry.
And these things crawl up and under the armor into the helmets and are just chewing away at these 2 guards. And a torrent of blood just begins spewing out of every crevice and opening in that armor. And Madalena is caught in the splatter.
Ugh. Yeah. Great.
It had some blood.
And I was just reading on the rats to see what how long they'll stay with me, up to an hour. So
Wow.
as soon as I can see that we're down to nothing but bone, I'll kind of command their attention to calm down. Eyes on me, follow me.
Gotcha.
I love how you have, of all people, have the most savage attack we're capable of.
Right?
All right, Madalena.
For now, she will take and head as she'll probably dash, I guess, up toward where Oswin is.
Mhm.
And she can see all that going on. I don't think she'll get all the way up there from down here. Let me double check, but no. Yeah, she'll get to the bottom of the stairs with the rats kind of filling in this area behind her, I would assume.
All right, Leonora.
Yeah, kind of taking stock of the surroundings. I can see the swarm from here, right? Just
Yep.
town. Probably see Magdalena moving that way. So can I see Silvestro Carl here on the other side? Carl Vestra.
Yes. Harvest.
He looks like all right. I'm like, okay, he took care of his guy, so he's. I can't see how beat up he looks from here though, so I assume he's okay.
Yeah.
So I'm going to try to basically climb back down and make my way to the group.
Okay, I'm gonna go a little meta here. So I apologize, but
Oh.
I gotta at least throw this out there as a suggestion to you. With you and the whip, and all of these gargoyles and posts and stuff like that that are hanging all over the place.
Okay.
I think you gotta at least try a black cat maneuver and swing yourself over there.
All right, sure. I'll play along.
Hell yeah.
I'll shake the whip to like let loose the guy who's still dangling from it because I
Mhm.
kind of forgot about it, and then I'll try to, I don't know, there's something like maybe around
Yeah,
here.
there'd be like a gargoyle thing like right up here that you could probably do. And a series of gargoyles like here, here, here. One little like night watch brooding point for Batman up at this corner up here. So yeah, you've got plenty to choose from.
All right. So yeah, I'll just do that then. I think you just want me to fucking fall, but all right. You know,
Well, you've been doing so well with it so far, so you know.
Mm-hmm.
yeah. It's a whip attack, not a dexterity attack, right?
I really want you to. No, I don't think it'll be an attack at all. As a matter of fact, I think it's going to
Oh,
be an acrobatics.
okay. I
Mm-hmm.
got good acrobatics.
Mm-hmm.
He said for his impending demise.
There you are. Look at that.
Hey,
Hey, all right.
So I would say that something like that would give you the ability to move as though it were a dash.
Okay, cool. All right. So then it's like 60 feet.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, basically I'm gonna swing over to this one and then maybe hit one here to swing down to. I can get like right next to Magdalena.
Do you want to do that, or do you want to try to get over towards where Silvestro is and help him out?
Oh no, I said it doesn't look like he's fighting anybody, so I was kind of swing
Oh,
down
that's right. Yeah, yeah.
to regroup with the rest of the people.
Gotcha.
But I do like the idea of just swinging down and dropping next to Magdalena.
Yeah, I forgot to put a bloody splatter on that guy, so I thought he was still alive.
And then I land and kind of clap her on the shoulder and say, "Good job with the rats."
All right.
and Madalena's shaking, covered in blood, and say, "It still disturbs me, but if I am left alone, I will not be accosted by men again like I have been before. These protect me." And you can tell she's starting to like get used to the idea of using these rats. Like, it may be gruesome, but they're helpful.
I'll actually pull the mask up for once and kind of so I can like make eye contact with you and just kind of smile and give you a pat on the shoulder. Good for you.
All right, so the elite guard that's with Salvestro there at the front door is.
And Oswin.
Awesome.
I'm sorry. Yes, Oswin. Is going to take a moment with the left hand now, which is his offhand, and make an attack. On Oswin. Oof. And botched it. Drops the sword. Because he's just not used to using that hand. And now it comes to Oswin.
Who are you protecting, if not the children?
We have been sent here to protect Father Maltesta.
Why does he need protecting? Who's after him? What's he done?
This I do not know. We have had orders from the church to protect this man at all costs. It is a recent order that came to us.
We're not here for him. We've heard you've been stealing children, or they have. And you have children behind these walls that don't belong there. Let us through, and I'll let you live. No harm will come to Maltesta.
Make a persuasion.
Also, we are definitely here to harm that guy.
2.
You are not very persuasive.
Something about my face.
Morris.
What he does say is, I have been given orders by the church, and I will not leave my post. but I can fight you no more. If you are going to kill me, then make it quick.
Hmm. I'll let him live.
Okay. And he
And then
is
I'll-
basically just kneeling on the ground here at this point, kind of at your mercy, both on both knees and holding his wounded arm.
I'll put my foot to his chest and push him back against the stone wall
Mhm.
there.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm going to turn with the keys and open the door if I can.
Okay. He does nothing to stop you.
Good boy.
All right, what do the rest of you guys want to do at this point? The
Wow.
battle is now pretty much over.
I need to get down there, so let me do something.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You guys see Carl walk up to the edge and dive off the building.
And you hear a
And-
little falcon screech.
And you hear a little falcon screech and land in one of these piles of
bushes
leaves
right
down
here.
here.
Yeah, right there would be
Something
good.
down there.
Mhm.
And just pop right up and walk over to you, holding his side, bleeding, going, "That fucker stabbed me."
Yes, they tend to do that.
I've never been stabbed before.
Really?
Well, not that I felt it.
I guess that's true. I don't think I was ever stabbed before I died.
So what's the plan now?
I think Oswin has our way in. The plan did not work out as well as we would have liked, but you know, at the end of the day, we're still good. And I just kind of start heading up the steps too. As I walk past the guy who's like laying there like half bleeding, I just kind of pat him on the head and then keep going.
We're letting that guy live?
For now, Carl,
Should we,
just for
should-
now.
should we tie him up or something?
He's not going anywhere.
Sure about that?
Then you kill him. I'm not going to
No. Okay.
He might not survive his wounds as is.
Okay.
All right, so you guys heading in then?
Yes.
I guess so.
Door open.
Rats are coming with me, and I give them a little noise that it translates to walk over him, but don't eat. And they'll just crawl all over that dude to get inside, but none of them will bite him.
You're gonna
That's not going to cause trauma.
No, that's his problem.
you're gonna freak out.
He wanted to live, so
This is life now.
Well, as you guys step through the heavy iron-bound doors of the Sancta Infantia orphanage, the atmosphere inside shifts immediately from the cold morning air to a dimly lit, solemn interior. The main foyer is expansive with high vaulted ceilings supported by grand Gothic arches that seem to reach up endlessly. The walls are lined with wood paneling, and the air carries the faint scent of incense, hinting at the building's religious history. At the far end of the foyer, a grand staircase dominates the space, its polished wooden banisters gleaming in the torchlight. The staircase splits midway, curving gracefully to either side and leading up to a balcony level that overlooks the entire foyer. The balcony is bordered by a wrought iron railing, intricately designed with religious motifs and symbols. Directly beneath the balcony at the back of the foyer stands a large and imposing painting of some sort of saint, flanked by tall candelabras whose flickering flames cast long shadows in the room. And from the foyer, there are 3 corridors that branch off in different directions, each leading to a different part of the orphanage. One that goes straight off in the center, and then one to the left, one to the right.
Can we hear sounds coming from any of these directions?
You make a perception check.
Yeah.
18. That's pretty good. So, first off, the hallways are strangely empty at this point. You kind of take a listen and kind of, with your cat-like senses, kind of hone in to the noises that are around you. There's really nothing coming from the center corridor that you can hear. From the right, you can hear some somewhat high-pitched, like, murmurs and whispers. And you think you hear perhaps like the sobbing of a child.
Can I activate Eagle Vision?
Yeah.
So
I
that'll
kind of
give me
say,
60 feet through walls.
Okay. And then just finishing off real quick with that roll that you made in the left corridor, you can hear the sound of a male voice. Sounds as though he might be in a bit of a state of panic and shouting orders. Now, Silvestro, you said your eagle vision.
Mm-hmm.
Does that go through walls yet?
Yes, at level 3 it goes through walls, yes.
Okay. Let me just take a look at that real quick so I can see really what it does. Okay. I think of the wording of this. I remember us talking about this before, and this was when you guys were in the enclaves thing.
Mm-hmm.
The initial level 1 basically says that it's line of sight.
Correct.
And I'm looking ahead at the other ones here. The person is lying, master of eagle vision, check the heartbeat of a target within 120 feet, and foresee the target's path. Okay, so this is the way that I see it, and looking at the way that it goes in the actual Assassin's Creed games, is as it steps up, basically, you have to have line of sight on an individual. Once you tag them and they go around a wall, then you can basically kind of follow them and sense where they are going through that wall.
Okay.
I think that's what we had decided.
Gotcha. Okay. Couldn't remember.
Because at level 5, it allows you to detect the heartbeat of a target within 120 feet, and the added ability to foresee the target's path.
So that may be the case for that, but I could spend, once we hear the panicked voice, I could spend a genius point to perform clairvoyance and see if I can switch for a minute or two between seeing and hearing, see what's going on back there.
Okay, yeah, that could work.
Was that a Leonora, have you told us what you heard yet? Because that was just
a-
off your perception roll, right?
Right, and I was just about
Okay.
to say, like, it sounds like the children are down to the right, um, and the man behind this um, terror is to our left. Maybe we
Okay.
should let's deal with him first.
And Madalena will say, everyone hold a moment. Just be quiet. And she'll close her eyes. And then after a minute of concentration, she'll be able to let's start with here behind that door. Let's hear what's being talked about first.
Mm-hmm. You basically hear the voice of an older Italian gentleman. Maybe he has even perhaps a little bit of almost a Spanish kind of twinge, kind of a combination between the two. Perhaps he was originally from Spain and has moved here and has picked up the Italian accent, but it's a little hard to place. But he is basically saying to someone in the room, You heard the commotion outside. They must be here. You have to protect me at all costs. It will be your heads if you do not. Do you understand me?
Okay, and when I hear that, I'm gonna switch over to see. I'm gonna switch it from hearing to seeing,
Mm-hmm.
so I can see how many people he's talking to.
All right. I'll pull you to the seat. So you see two individuals, two guards in here
Okay.
with him. Now, these seem to be a little bit more of an elite guard compared to the ones that you guys fought outside.
And I don't recognize this gentleman, do I?
This guy,
Yeah.
you do not know.
Okay. Okay.
But
Uh,
from the description that was given to you, he kind of fits the description of the man that Misha would have been handed
that's
over
what I
to.
was wondering. Is
Yeah.
am I suspicious that this might be the guy that we're
I
looking
mean,
for?
he fits
More
the
or less,
description, yes.
Great. Okay. So at that point, let's see. It lasts for up to a minute. I'll switch back to hearing for as long as I can to see if I can pick up a tidbit about what their plan is. Hopefully, maybe not, maybe no, maybe so. Don't know.
Uh, basically, the two of these guards are now just kind of taking positions inside the room. And the old man is now crouching and putting his back up against the cherry desk that is here in the room.
Got it. Okay. All right. When that concentration breaks, then I kind of call everyone over, and I let them know what I saw. I tell them about the man who fits the description we're looking for, and tell them he's hiding in the back. But I tell them that the two guards though that are in there's only two, but they look much more formidable than what we dealt with outside. And then I'll suggest perhaps we should overwhelm them. And she's looking down at the rats who are hungrily and patiently waiting.
They're like all over the halls, but um,
Don't
I
we
don't
need
think we have really
information
even.
from them?
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't think we need any.
If I mean when we deal with the guards, I'll tell them not to leave the old man alone.
Um,
I can distinguish that to them.
because he's working separately. Basically, he's just running it's kind of like I guess orphanage to manual to slavery pipeline. I don't think he's got anything to do with the book. Is that I could recall.
Yeah, I mean, he can tell us where your daughter is.
Yeah. I mean, oh well, yeah. I guess let's make sure she is here and that she hasn't been like sold off or some shit.
Right.
All right.
Yep.
See
So
that.
I'll tick to the rats a little bit to let them know only the armed guards are for eating. No children, no old men.
All right, so you guys want to head down that hallway then?
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay.
Can we be stealthy with 5 swarms of rats?
I don't think so.
No. They're gonna
Feel
hear
like-
some chittering pretty quickly.
I mean, the sound would cover their sound would cover up our sound.
Yeah, it's true.
Probably, yeah.
Definitely, they know something's coming. This place is nice.
Yeah. So as you enter, there's a large wooden door, basically, that is blocking your entrance. You go all the way down to the opposite end of the hallway, which is definitely further than the 60 feet that you would have had to sense anyway, Silvestro.
Mm.
And there's one door at the end of the hallway, and Madalena knows that this is the door, that she sensed behind.
Well, is it locked?
Do you try it?
Yes.
It is not.
I'm going to turn to Madalena and ask, do they have ranged weapons?
Make a perception check, Madalena. And you're on mute.
Thank you.
Yay.
Do they?
They do not.
No, I do not believe so. I did not see any.
From this perspective, where are they in the room?
And she kind of closes her eyes to remember, um, and says that one of them is almost in the exact center of the room, closer to the door that we're standing behind. The other is further back behind him toward the south end of the room.
He'll turn to everyone else and say, I'm going to charge the one in the middle. Is everyone ready?
Madalena will chitter something to the rats to let them all know to go after the one in the back. If you're going to charge the one in the middle, she'll send them all straight in to him.
Yeah.
And Chris,
yeah.
I'm counting on you to let me know when an hour's up too, because I know they'll start to get
Oh,
pissy
yeah.
and leave
Yeah,
after
I mean,
an hour.
You're nowhere near an hour at this
Just
point.
checking.
Yeah.
Thank
Yeah.
God.
All right. He'll open the door. Oh, he'll say, Lenora, you might want to go for the little test.
I'm going for
Right.
the priest.
Yeah. Okay. He'll open the door and charge as fast as he can.
Okay.
I'll come in running
People
in right
guard
behind.
one.
I'll come into
All right.
following Osmond.
I'm gonna be screaming as hell like a banshee too when we come running in. Ah! Sword cane raised high.
Get some good initiative for one of those guys, anyway.
Oh, it's not letting me click my initiative button.
Uh,
Oh wait, no, I did it down the side instead of up top.
Yep.
That was my bad.
Mhm.
There we go.
My new dice are even better.
Oh, Pardo's not in there. I gotta get him out of there.
Get out of here, you old man.
I got a 15.
15 total.
Yes.
All right, so they know you're coming. So the element of surprise is unfortunately not going to help you in this case. So you are making a charging attack towards the papal guard in the middle of the room. And as you guys are kind of coming in, you can kind of tell that this whole place is very nice. It's got a lot of Persian rugs kind of strewn about on the floors. There's a really nice cherry desk, another kind of study desk directly opposite of that, and like a meeting table at the south end of the room. There's large stone pillars that basically hold up kind of a vaulted ceiling and a fireplace on one end with two stained glass windows on the sides. But there's papers and scrolls and stuff that are just strewn all over the place. It's in a complete disarray, completely disheveled. It doesn't look like the place has been tossed. It just looks like this guy is just random in his placement of everything. He's not a neat freak. But the papal guard that you are coming in at Oswin, I think, has initiative over you, and he sees you coming. And he takes a ready stance with his sword and is going to take a swipe at you as you come in. Got an 8 to hit with his first attack. Has a second attack. Oh, natural 20.
Ooh.
Yikes.
Ouch.
Yeesh.
Takes your head clean off.
Got an 18 for damage.
18.
Yikes!
I know,
Wow.
Kitty. That's a
Well, that
fucking
changes
find out.
things.
Yes, it does.
Salvestro.
Okay. This is what I imagine happening in my head.
Okay.
And I want you to let me know if you think this wouldn't work.
Mm-hmm.
Oswin's rather large. Silvestro's rather average.
Mhm.
So Silvestro would be running in behind him,
Mm-hmm.
trying to keep out of the line of sight of that guy.
Mm-hmm.
And after what just happened, what Silvestro would do would be to jump and use Oswin as leverage
Okay,
to get
yeah.
into the air to jump
Hell
over
yeah.
Oswin
Yeah, all right.
and flip over with Hezbuffa coming down across the guy's head.
All right, gotcha. Yeah.
Hell yes. Sick move.
So,
Make your own high ground.
exactly. uh,
Now, don't forget, everybody, you do have the second wind action that you can take. It is a full action, but that can help you spend some of your hit dice, half your maximum number of hit dice rounded up to help heal.
All right.
Ooh, and that's
and that is a critical
critical.
because it's a 19.
Yeah.
Plus, I was in the air, so you're gonna let me take my
Yep.
air attack
Yep.
bonus. Gotcha.
Their assassination.
This is what I wait for every
Which
week.
is sneak attack and leap of faith both apply.
It's like on Wheel of Fortune or
So
Price is Right when they say they're going to play
3d6.
Plinko and you get all excited. Because they never play Plinko. And then when it comes on, you're like,
Always like the Alpine guy.
Yeah,
I like that
oh,
one
you
too.
know, I like it
Yeah.
just because of the yodeling. Yeah.
Yeah.
that's a good game.
Yep.
Oh my god.
Jesus Christ. It's like the guy fell off a tower or something.
41.
And that will put me on the put me on the other side of him so that we are flanking.
Nah, well, you're flanking a dead man.
Hey, just making sure.
You'd have survived. I'd have been super worried.
Yeah.
All right, so you Oswin gets hit, doubles over ever so slightly, which basically gives you the ability to use one of his legs to step up onto his shoulder, and then leap up and over and drive Hezbuffa straight down into this guy's shoulder, all the way down through his taint.
Always doing something with the taint in this
Yeah,
game.
I think you have a bonus action, I think, still, right?
Yeah, I am going to. The second wind is a full action, correct?
It is a full action, yes.
Yeah. I will just place the mark of death on the other guard.
Okay. And let's see here. Target goes out of his line of sight. Attacks against this target made are at advantage. Okay, got it.
The thing it really affects would be my offhand it would still be at advantage then.
Mhm. All right, Leonora.
Come running in. I'm basically going to leap off of this table and tackle this build guy.
Mm-hmm.
Sure, that's what I'm attempting to do. Yeah.
All
What
right,
would attack?
make a athletics roll.
And yeah, I'm screaming the entire time.
All right, so you got a 13. You've got him.
Do I do any damage pinning him to the ground?
That is basically just kind of the grappling portion
Oh, okay.
of this. Anything else would be now you're basically in grapple and you can take physical actions against him, punching, throwing him down, whatever the case may be at this
Okay.
point. So, but
So-
I think though that would be a full action. You can make a bonus action to do an offhand attack.
Yeah, I'll do that, and I'll be like, and then I'm going to punch him in the nose and yell, "Where is she?" Expecting him to know who I'm talking about.
Sure.
Okay, the Dark Knight.
Who the fuck are you talking about? You know who I'm talking about.
Oh yeah, that definitely hits.
Yeah.
Fuck that nose up.
And he is like I said, an older gentleman, bald, with a salt and pepper kind of goatee, very weathered face, and it's
gonna be
getting a
even
little
more
bit more
weathered
weathered now.
Yeah. The punch to his nose.
And you hit him, pop, right in the nose. Immediately starts gushing blood, and he says, "The stories, they are true. It is you." And that's all you got time for.
Sure. Good night, everybody.
Oswin. Comes to you.
Can I make it over to this other guy, or when did the initiative start? I guess I should
Yeah,
ask.
it's starting now, so yeah, you're okay.
All right, make my way over to this guy. How you doing?
Just remember, he hasn't gone yet.
Yep. Two-handed. Actually, I'm going to use my bonus action to do a feint.
Okay.
Make a melee attack, and then if I succeed, then I get advantage on the next attack.
You've already got advantage on this attack.
I do?
Yeah, because of Sylvester's Mark of Death.
That only applies to me.
Oh, it only applies to you?
Yeah, I think.
Oh.
Just says any
That's it.
attacks.
You said any attacks against this target, but I always took it that it was only me. But
It makes sense to be only you, but
Mark them with his eagle vision. Okay, yeah, all right. So sorry. Yeah, I misread that.
all right. So I'm going to do a feint attack.
There you are.
23. So now I have advantage on it.
All right.
Gee. I'll just take that stupid 17. Hey, I got
There
it.
you go.
All right.
You did.
there
23.
you go.
All right, go ahead and roll damage. 10.
10. And that would be it for me.
All right. So you take a swipe at him, hit him in the shoulder. It definitely cuts through the armor. You feel the mushiness of the flesh in between, a little bit of a trickle kind of running out of the armpit of the armor. Madeleine. You're muted.
We will direct 3 swarms of the vermin to just chill a minute. One of them, 2 of them. 2 of them are going to go attack the guy that Oswin is attempting to fight.
Okay.
They'll be at his feet and nibbling, clawing, climbing and clawing their way up. Being annoying little bastards.
Now, do they still have advantage, or is this?
No, that was from a moth servant thing. I gave him
Gotcha.
advantage against that one guy or those two guys that could see me, but that I can only do once per day.
Ooh,
Wait, doesn't the Mark of Death give everybody advantage on it?
it does
No,
not.
No,
that's what we were
just
just
me.
talking about. Yep, just him.
All right, so
Wait.
one of them hits. Ooh, 12 points of damage, the max it could possibly do.
Shit.
Oh my god, are you kidding me?
We'll take that.
Hey!
We'll take that.
Rats.
It finds every single loose point on his armor, and same thing. The armor just begins gushing blood. What are those instruments of torture with the spikes that are on the inside? Is it?
Oh, I know what you're talking about. What are they called?
Iron Maiden?
Huh?
Are you talking about an Iron Maiden?
Yes,
Yeah.
Iron Maiden.
Yeah.
It's like an Iron
Yes.
Maiden. Yeah, just
Awesome.
yeah. Okay. So now it comes to Alessandro, who at this point is not doing anything. You've got him grappled, and he's not making any attempt to try to defend himself at this point. He's just kind of turning his face away as much as possible and trying to put his hands up in between you and him so that you don't punch him in the face again.
I pull up my mask up and say, "Look at me!
Uh,
Look at me!"
and he says in Spanish, El Diablo.
I smack him in the face. Italian.
The woman, the girl, the gypsy girl. She is with the others at the end of the hallway, the other end of this church. Take her and go.
How long have you been doing this to these poor children?
We have had this nunnery, this orphanage now for 2 years.
Years, huh? And I punch him 2 more times in the nose.
All right, roll damage. I'm not gonna make you roll. Now, if you note, he also is glowing for you.
Oh, well, that's a whole horse of a different color then. So instead of that, then, I'm going to, since I don't get to do this very often, I'm going to force experience on him.
Gotcha. Okay.
And I say, you have no respect for children because you've probably never had any of your own. Don't know what it's like. Let me share some of that with you. And then I'm going to give him the experience of childbirth, like when I had my daughter.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
Oh. Oh, wait, he's just got to make the saving throw, sorry.
So it's a strength plus
Oh,
athletics,
wait,
right?
I do have to do strength. Yeah, sorry. I do have to make an attack. Although I think it's just to make the touch. Since I'm holding him, I don't know if that.
Ooh, man, he rolled really good.
Oof.
At disadvantage.
I see. Yeah.
17.
So I don't make the attack.
If you win the touch target. Okay, yeah, he's kind of squirming to try to get out of your grasp because he's terrified of you at this point. So that one does not. You're not able to kind of get your fingers over his eyes because that's what the goal is. So you're not able to do it with that. But again, he is not. He is just kind of squirming to try to get out of your grasp. So I would say,
That was my, I guess, attack action. I still have an offhand.
yeah, you do. Uh-huh.
I'm gonna just kind of punch him in the face again and say, "Quit squirming."
Okay.
Should I roll for the attack since he is moving?
Mhm.
Okay. Mm. Okay. So, probably not.
All right, that hits. You can go ahead and roll damage there. 4.
Just beating the shit out of this old dude.
Oh, yeah. So what I could do, I should have popped the claws, but I didn't think about it.
Now, does anybody else want to do anything, or do you want to just let Leonora go?
My initial thought when he said, I mean, we all heard where he said the kids were, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Madalena probably would have taken off pretty quick at that moment to go see, she's got 3 swarms of rats with her. She'll be fine. But she's going to go, look for the kids. And when she discovers them, she immediately, before she opens the door or anything, she dismisses the rats. Children don't need to see that. She's got them with her just in case, if there's surprises in the hallway. But when she sees the kids, rats go bye-bye.
Osman will see Madalena take off and he'll follow.
Okay, I'll stay with Leonora.
All right.
With Leonora.
But you're not intervening, correct?
No.
Okay.
No.
All right, so...
Wincing every time.
All right, Leonora comes then back to you.
Alright, well, I'm gonna try it again. And at this point, she's got this, very, large, psychotic Cheshire cat grin going.
Mm-hmm. Oh man, God, you're rolling terrible,
Jesus
dude.
Christ. Yeah. Alright, well,
he is just squirming and begging for his life.
Yeah. Well, for all the good it's gonna do him, I'm gonna go ahead and just, actually, I am gonna go ahead and, I think I can do that as a bonus. Or, I can't remember if it's an action to pop the claws or not. Second.
I think...
It is a bonus action.
Yeah, it's bonus.
So I'm just gonna hit him with his offhand.
Now, as... Well, but that is... The offhand is a bonus action.
Right, yeah, I'm gonna do that instead of the pop the claws.
Oh, okay, got it.
So I can still get some damage going.
Gotcha. Go ahead.
Because that's the only thing that seems to be hitting. Although I did do well in the other games with the claws. Well, I have said jinxing myself.
That actually hits.
Oh,
Oh.
nice.
Damn, alright. Points.
All right. No, please spare me.
I'm not even really hearing him at this point. If it comes back to the next round,
Mhm.
for the first thing I'm gonna do as the bonus, I'll pop the claws.
Mm-hmm. Yep, comes
Yep.
back to you.
And then for my action, I'm gonna give him a two-handed break.
That's a hit. $11.
Yeah. Oh,
That definitely hurt him. You hit him with the double rake, go right up his chest and up both sides of his face, leaving 3 claw marks on both sides, all the way up to his eyes.
Yikes.
And then it comes back around to you. I mean, he's helpless.
All right. Well, now I want to do the force experience.
And
Try to.
and I don't think he's even really resisting at this point. So you're doing this at advantage.
Cause wait, I gotta keep athletics.
Hey, did it again.
You gotta keep clicking it instead of rolling the thing.
Easy to do.
Happens to the best of us.
Jesus
Oh
Christ!
man, come on. It misses.
Get him with the offhand claw attack. Fuck it. I have to save it for a better rolling day.
3 and a 7. God dang, dude.
I know it's crazy.
That's a miss too.
Yeah, with the offhand.
New round.
All right, damn you. Oh, okay, kitty. Go crazy there. Go crazy.
What in the
come
hell?
on, dude.
I'm essentially playing cat and mouse with this guy.
Yeah.
Apparently.
It's like a game of like slapsies, and he's just like, no.
Carl just goes, would you like some help?
There you go, 19. Now,
Would you like some
is
help?
that the offhand?
Yeah,
All right.
but it is with the claw. So,
Yeah.
Oh God.
just to do sure.
And if he gets no response, he's not going to do anything.
All right, with that last one, you rake across his throat, and it just becomes a torrent of blood as he slumps down beneath you.
At this point, it'll register what Carl said, and I'll just kind of look over at him, smiling, just kind of dripping with blood all over my face. But I won't answer.
I'm gonna look around the room for some towels or something.
Yeah, you can certainly find some in this mess. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I'll pick up a couple towels and I'll bring them over to her and go, you may want to wipe some of the blood off. I don't know if you want to be covered in blood when you see your daughter for the first time in a long time.
Oh, and when he says that, I'll kind of like snap back out of it and kind of look around, take stock of my surroundings, and put the claws back in. And I'll take the towel and say, thank you, thank you. Kind of slide the mask back down.
Has your daughter ever seen you in the mask?
No, but I needed a moment to gather my wits, as it were.
Hmm.
The mask helps.
Gotcha.
All right, so Oswin and Madalena, the two of you were heading to the opposite end of the hall. And you guys will eventually come to what seems to be kind of a larger room behind closed doors once again. And they are locked, but unfortunately, Oswin still has the keys. At the exact opposite end from where he told you, you do come across the large room that houses a large portion of the children population here in the orphanage. It's kind of past the like servants' quarters where perhaps some of the nuns live, and there's a large, heavy wooden door at the end of the hall. As Osmond opens it up, the door creaks open and reveals a large communal room where more than a dozen children are located at this time. Some of them actually still asleep. It's still fairly early in the morning at this point. The room itself is expansive with high vaulted ceilings that are very similar to the other end where you guys just came from. It kind of creates an echoing effect with every footstep. There's rows of simple wooden beds on both sides of the room, and each bed is adorned with a thin mattress and a coarse woolen blanket. The beds are neatly made, though the wear and tear of the bedding is evident. In the light that's kind of provided by the oil lamps that are scattered along the walls, you can see little personal items next to each bed, wooden toys, handmade dolls, and small trinkets that offer a glimpse into the children's lives. The stone walls in here are cold and bare, save for a few faded drawings and paintings pinned up in an attempt to bring some sort of cheer to this stale environment. At the far end of the room, there's a large barred window that lets some of the sunlight that's kind of creeping through the clouds to spill in, casting long shadows across the floor. The window itself is kind of high and out of reach for the children, but the iron bars serve as a grim reminder of the orphanage's security and secrecy. Madalena, you kind of are scanning the room, and you had heard the sobbing that was kind of coming from this area. Your attention is drawn to a young girl of about 3 seated underneath the window on the opposite end. And she has olive skin and long black hair and looks like a miniature version of Leonora.
Okay. So yeah, I'll approach her first. And I mean as gently and motherly as Madalena can muster. She's going to very gently wake this child up. Very gently tell her it's okay.
She's awake.
Oh, she's awake now at this
and
point? Okay,
She
then-
was sitting
Okay.
and sobbing there.
Oh yeah, she was the one sobbing. Okay, got
Mhm.
it. Then yeah, we're just gonna comfort then, as motherly as possible, and tell her that everything's gonna be okay now.
Aw.
And then I'm going to point to Oswin, who I hope has the wherewithal to smile, and I'm gonna say, this nice man is gonna take you to meet someone very special. You need to trust me. You are safe now. And I kind of wrap her up in my arm, and I'm kind of half picking her up and half handing her to Oswald, like giving her a hug and trying to make any eye contact that she'll give me and smile and let her know it's going to be okay. Just go with him. Go with him. And then I'll whisper to Oswald, take her to Leonora. I will help the others. And then I'll start trying to gather children to get them the fuck out of this place.
Now her head is bowed as you're kind of pulling her up out of the bed that she's been sitting on. And she does kind of just look at you, just kind of out of the top of her eyelids. They're just kind of making brief eye contact with you just to see, number one, who you are, and this gentle voice that is kind of, that she's unfamiliar with here in this place. And when she sees you and how beautiful you are, she then looks up and she utters one single word. Mama?
Yeah, I knew that was coming. That's good. And all she'll say is, soon, child. Very soon. Very soon. And then she's passing, and then she notices Saturn fluttering around and tries to catch his attention. And at that moment, as she's being transferred over to Oswin, Saturn will come and alight very gently on her cheek and kind of bounce around a little bit on her head and cheek in an attempt to comfort or entertain.
Mm-hmm. She kind of giggles a little bit and wipes the tears away. And when she wipes the tears away, Saturn kind of alights on the back of her hand and kind of crawls into a space where it almost looks like it's like this extremely large, like fancy ring that's on her finger. And she holds her hand out in front of her as you lead her over to Oswin.
I'll
And-
shield my sword. Sheath.
Yeah. And then he says that, yes, child, that's right. You play with Saturn now. He'll take care of you. And then kind of usher closer to Oswin and make that eye contact that's like, get her to Leonora now. And then I'll start rousting these other children.
He'll pick her up by saying, come here, little one. Hold on.
And
then
you
he'll just,
pick her up?
Yep.
Okay. All
and
right.
hold her in like one arm, and
Mhm.
then use the other arm to walk, and I'll head back to the whatever this office was.
Mhm.
Madalena
Leonora.
breathes. When Oswin leaves, Madalena breathes and is like, what's the plan? Looking at all these kids like, oh shit, what are we gonna do?
Leonora and Silvestra, what are the two of you guys doing?
After I get cleaned up, I'll kind of use one of my scarves, kind of tie around my neck so the scars, so my scars aren't visible. Kind of try to pull my shit together, start heading back down the hall.
Okay.
So you've left me alone in the room?
Oh, well, I'd say I'm going to go find my daughter.
Okay.
And then, yeah, so
You
if
go.
you don't follow me, then
No, I'm not going to follow.
All right. So Leonora walks out of the room. Silvestra, what are you doing?
I'm going to start looking around the room for any sort of text that I might find intriguing, any sort of book, any sort of antiquity that I might be able to snuggle out.
Okay. All right. You make a perception check or investigation, maybe. Yeah. I think investigation would be more prudent.
Yeah, fine.
The picture you used for Misha Gray, I finally figured out what it's reminding me of. It's giving there is a castle in the kind of like,
Yeah.
like that's kind of what she
Really
looks
is,
like.
isn't it?
All right. What did you roll?
I got an 8.
An 8. Okay. Unfortunately, there's really nothing of certainly any value for this time period. Somewhere down the road, is it going to be worth $100? Yeah, probably. But I mean, nothing of any real note in
Gotcha.
here.
Okay.
It's actually fairly sparse because they pulled everything out from the convent that it used to be.
Mhm.
And he's basically just kind of brought some, personal belongings just to
I'm
kind of
gonna
decorate.
search his desk to see if I can find anything then that would incriminate them on what they were doing here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and you can certainly search around for that. But I'll let you do that while Leonora is walking out into the hallway. And you are walking into the main foyer just at the point that Oswin is carrying a little girl into the room that has a little moth on the back of her hand. And the moth flies off of her hand and in your direction. And Bathsheba is kind of walking in between your feet. As the moth flies off of her hand, it draws the girl's attention, and she sees you now. And a tear rolls down her eye as she says, "Mama?"
I kind of lift the mask up. And I kind of hold my arms out to her and start walking towards her.
And she pushes herself out of Oswin's arms and lands on the floor and rushes into your arms in a beautiful embrace, which will end the episode on for tonight.
Yay.
Thank God I'm not a sentimental man.
Good. That was good.
So I think what I do want to know is kind of what your plans are. I know that Madalena was working on trying to figure out what to do with the children. As a group, what do you think you guys are going to want to do with the situation that you now have found yourselves in here at the orphanage. And we can probably wrap that up in kind of a cutscene rather than really going into a lot of depth with it. But I just kind of wanted to get a feel for really what you want to do with this place and these children.
Well, maybe these nuns, I mean, is the whole place bad news? Or is it just the people that ran it for right now?
More than likely, you're probably going to be able to deduce that everybody that was running this place was crooked in some way, or at least mean to the kids. You know,
Yeah.
just asking around to, some of the children that are there, they will be able to tell you that they were just terribly mistreated by the nuns, by the priest, by anyone that was actually working there. They were neglected, they were abused. So yeah, nobody was great there by any stretch of the means.
Well, I say we have our new home base.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say we do for real Piper shit. Like we have our rats, we have the kids.
Where are we going to take them, though?
Low key, Madalena had been thinking about maybe it's time to talk to oh my god, I'm blanking on her name. The lady that owns the palazzo with me, and talk to her about maybe upgrading, and maybe we move the whole seamstress business into this building and help take care of these kids ourselves, in addition to our seamstress duties. We can help the kids, survive, thrive, teach them skills,
Can
that
we
kind of
just?
thing.
I mean, Leonora was gonna suggest burning this place to the ground, but
That
that's
that Carl's
that's
initial idea was get everybody out and burn it. But
yeah. That
he
see,
will let everybody else decide.
Madalena says she's not opposed to that, but still leaves us with a big question about what to do with these babies.
Carl is kind of taking a not my problem attitude with it.
um,
All right.
we can't trust the
It
church.
sounds
So.
to me like this is going to be a longer conversation. So I kind of wanted to see what the temperature of the room was going to be. So we will pick up with that conversation then when we meet again in 2 weeks, because I think it'll be a valuable conversation. So
Yeah.
Sure.
All right, we'll role play that sucker out.
Awesome.
Okay.
All right.
What,
Good
how
stuff.
does that mean? We're like what, 1 week away from having to make new characters then, or where are we at on that?
Well, not everything's still. We still got one more bout of vengeance to meet.
Oh
Yeah,
yes,
and we still have to
yes
resolve
we do.
what we're gonna end up
Mhm.
doing with the book as well.
And
So
with the book too.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah.
My brain's been a little fuzzy this week, but yeah, we gotta sort that out.
Yeah. The
so yeah, we got a couple cents still.
There's still some snacks for my rats.
Yeah.
All right.
Cool.
I think we'll call it for tonight. So appreciate you guys coming out. We lasted almost the exact amount of time that we usually do. So it's
Yeah.
a good run on
Perfect.
this.
More
this evening,
consistent,
so.
at least.
Yeah.
Sure.
All right. Well, thank you everybody for watching. Thank you players for playing, and I'm gonna sign off and get my son ready for school this week. So
Oh yeah, it's all ready. It's so crazy.
Get
They
that
come
boy
back
in
so-
bed.
that's what I'm trying to do. he's
Hey,
got a
good night,
couple more
y'all.
days of summer left, and he's trying to drag it out as much as he can. So,
Mhm.
Oh, yeah, I don't blame them.
all right. Well, good night, everybody.
Bye.
Take it easy,
Hell no.
peoples.
All right.
Always a pleasure, everybody.